Today is April 30th, 2024, and it's day 20 of my Great American Motorcycle Adventure. My meanderings over the next 3 days covered 743 miles and just over 13 hours in the saddle, from Lake Ozark, Missouri, through Kansas City to Emporia, Kansas, then on to Dodge City, and finally Pueblo, Colorado. I rode across the plains and began the slow, steady climb towards the Rocky Mountains. I've been looking forward to getting to Colorado ever since I left New York. I've also been dreading this stretch a little. The infamous wind that goes sweeping down the plains is real, and I'm about to get a front row seat to it. I also needed the 6,500 mile service done on the bike, so that was high on the to-do list as well. Day 20 started with a call to the BMW dealer in Kansas City, first thing Tuesday morning. Most motorcycle shops are closed on Sundays and Mondays, so I'd been waiting for their work week to start. If I didn't get it done soon, it would be a while. There are only 2 BMW dealers in Missouri and none in Kansas. Thankfully, Ed and Tony were able to fit me in today. Dealers are usually pretty generous when it comes to road trippers with service needs who are far from home, and this one was no exception. They got me in and took care of the standard service, oil, filters, all the usual stuff. And while they were checking the bike over, the tech thought he spotted a little oil near the water pump. He wasn't totally sure if it was leaking, and he told me to keep an eye on it. It wasn't urgent, especially since I'd be due for new tires in another 1,000 miles or so, and I could get it checked again then. Just something to watch. So I hit the highway, 70 to 435, and it was wild. 6 lanes in each direction, the wind howling across the pavement, and traffic moving fast. Cars were weaving in and out, diving across lanes to make their exits, and I was just trying to hold my line. It was a white-knuckle ride, and after days of quiet, 2-lane back roads, this was a total sensory overload. I had to stay focused, no room for drifting thoughts. It was the kind of ride that leaves your shoulders tight and your brain buzzing. Unfortunately, I didn't capture video of that. I was too focused on the riding, and that's probably for the best. Things opened up as I got further from Kansas City, and the afternoon gave way to evening. As I rolled into Emporia, a lightning storm lit up the sky in the distance. It never rained on me, though, and I felt lucky about that. I checked into the hotel, grabbed dinner at the Applebee's next door. Nothing fancy, but it hit the spot after a long day in the saddle. Day 21 was all about the weather. Miles and miles of morning rain finally cleared up, and a powerful crosswind took its place. It blew from the south, and it blew hard all day. My weather app said it was about 50 miles an hour. I had to lean into it constantly, and the pressure was so steady I started thinking about whether my tires were wearing unevenly. It was so strong that every time a truck passed in the opposite direction, it would block the wind just long enough for me to straighten up, and then wham! The gust would slam into me like a punch to the chest. A hard punch to the chest. Later that morning, a rider on a GS caught up with me. We leapfrogged with each other for about an hour, until we both needed to stop for gas. He was from Florida, and was trying to make it all the way to Colorado by nightfall. Always nice to share some camaraderie out there. That day also marked a road trip milestone, the midpoint of the U.S. I stopped at the sign that read 1,561 miles to New York and 1,561 miles to San Francisco. Halfway across. That felt good. In Dodge City, I visited the Boot Hill Museum, and I've got some photos I can share. This place was rich with history. Dodge City was a true frontier town, lawless, wild, and full of legendary characters. Doc Holliday spent some time here before heading to Tombstone, and I'm recording this a couple of days after Val Kilmer passed away. His performance as Doc was incredible. I'm not riding through Tombstone on this trip, but being in Dodge City I couldn't help but think about it. I wrapped up the day with dinner at the Cowboy Capital Saloon and Grill. Great food, friendly people, and a strong sense of place. Dodge City was definitely a worthwhile stop. The wind wasn't done with me yet. On day 22, it came from the right, out of the north. At least it was helping even out the wear on my tires. Coming from that side, it wasn't quite as jarring as the day before, but I had to stay sharp, especially on the wide open stretches where a strong gust could push me into the next lane. The landscape was flat, repetitive, monotonous. The landscape was flat, repetitive, monotonous. But things changed when I got near Holly, Colorado. That's when I started feeling the land shift, and my anticipation kicked up a notch. I knew the Rockies were getting close, and then, finally, I saw them. Off in the distance, a jagged silhouette against the sky. I think I even caught my first glimpse of Pikes Peak. I think that's it off to the right. I'd been there once before as a Boy Scout on my way to Philmont High Adventure Camp, and I was looking forward to visiting again. I rolled into Pueblo, checked into my hotel, and managed, for the first time, to get my bike up in the center stand. It felt like a real accomplishment. I walked around the Arkansas Riverwalk area, had dinner at Brews Ale House Brewing Company. A great meal, great setting, and a good end to the day. It's been 3 days of wind, motion, and a whole lot of Kansas. And now it's time to point the front wheel towards the mountains. If you're enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment and tell me about your favorite rides. Until the next ride, be safe, be curious, and keep meandering.